As always, my
Jay's
dinner
gonna
will probably
take
be done in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, it's cool. We can take a break if need be. So welcome, folks, back to a game of Skyfall 5th Edition. I'm joined tonight by Ghostwatch, who's down a couple of members, sadly. But they are going to see what they can do about the whole situation, even though half of their team is missing off to some other stuff. So in the last session, your group had spent a lot of time around town and done quite a bit of diddling, I guess one could say. Speaking with different NPCs and traveling about trying to find out about a cult that is apparently in town and one that Jay has some concerns with. You also spoke with a couple of other important figures. I think you had a brief chat with the master of the Hunter's Order. You also tracked down people at the temple. You built a sled. A whole bunch of weird stuff in town. The whole thing ended with the two of you going off to sled Irisfield and Yuri. And Jay and Rook, you were investigating the house of Erling. And if I remember correctly, correct me if I'm wrong here, you ended the session outside of his house after having spoken with him and realized that there was basically nothing in there. So returning here, let's start with you two on the hill. So Yuri and Irisfield, you're here at the bottom of a snowy hill, one that you've sledded down a couple of times now, having tested out this strange contraption that your dwarven friend has made. And the city lies off in the distance here, and you've been out here at this for a little while now. What do you guys want to do?
So it's like kind of getting a little bit cold. You know, you've been out in the snow a little while.
Little cold.
Yeah, it's exhilarating, but then, you know, you've collided with the snow a lot of times and it's starting to get to you.
Got it.
It's fucking freezing.
Yeah, it's about time to go inside.
I give this a 9 out of 10. It was well made. I did a good job here. Enjoyed it. It's probably going to be useless if winter ever ends, but hey, we can use it to haul things. I don't have to wear it on my back.
Yes.
Alright, back to town.
Okay.
Yeah.
So meanwhile, back in town,
Get warm.
as you step in, where are you guys going to? As much as you remember it, not a lot of people out on the streets, but you see an occasional person wander here and there. It's kind of quiet. It's probably like a late afternoon at this point.
Let's see, how long did we spend doing that? I want to gauge like how long it's been since Jay rushed me out of the tavern from my bowl of soup.
Oh, right. Maybe like an hour or two ago.
Alright, I'm probably good on food. Late afternoon, too early to sleep. Probably should go find the orc.
Well, Hunter's Order or Castle? The two places I'd be going.
I don't really see why you'd be going to the castle. You've got the nice lodge here in town.
The lodge doesn't have any food to cook.
Then go buy some or something. I don't know.
There's no food to buy. I already tried.
But how are people living?
Beats me. Gotta be some food somewhere.
This is a serious problem we got here with all this fucking snow. Let's go find the orc. And I just want to stamp off, like, no real plan in mind to go find the orc. Kind of in the direction we left them.
Yeah.
Make an
Go ahead,
insight
follow.
roll, you two.
Insightful. I
Oh,
think I have a +2 to
that's
that.
20.
Alright,
Starting the night off right.
So, Rook, you've been over here with Jay and told him the bad news, and it seems like Jay is coming down with something. You've seen this before. Sometimes your party gets rather ill, and Braxton is currently like that as well. What do you want to do?
Oh, come on, Jay. I thought we were gonna wait here and bash his head. I mean, Alright, let's get you home.
Okay,
I'm
where
gonna
are you
start-
going to deposit him?
I'll walk him to the temple. Yeah, the temple.
Okay. The priests here are all ones that you're familiar with. The head priest has spoken with you many times, and you recognize other faces as well, and they happily tend to Jay and agree to take care of him.
Jay, Bella, Tuya, please take care of Jay.
Okay. So after that, do you have a destination in mind?
I just wanted to sit there all day.
You're gonna sit there in the temple?
Oh, at like the man's house.
Oh.
But now that my Jay is gone,
Are you gonna like stake it out, or?
you know me, stealthy orc ninja.
Oh yeah.
Nah. Maybe I should though. Is Jay upset? How upset is Jay? What's his like face?
It's hard to tell. It's clear that this news that there's nothing there is troubling for him, but it also seems like he hasn't quite digested all the information yet. Like you can practically see the cogs turning in his head, despite all of his illness.
I have my masterful orc plan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go back to that shrine.
Back to the shrine. Okay, so you head back to the shrine and wander off, and it's about this time that the two of you make your way back towards Erling's house, the area where you had sort of left your companions, and you run into Rook along the road.
Hey, they're still here.
Shut up. I have my orc plan. I was gonna.
Your what? You have a what?
Oh yeah. I was gonna. Well, Jay's still upset about this, and I don't want him to be upset.
And where's Jay? Did you leave him out in the snow?
No, he's at the temple. He's not feeling too well. So I think it's this. I think this is making him sick.
I don't think this is making him sick.
I think
Burn
it's
the
making him
house down.
sick.
It's
And-
not some unholy contraption or
Alright, keep your voices down. Don't be too loud.
Uh-oh.
I don't know how to do that. Who do
Alright,
you think
then
I am?
leave.
And help.
Alright, I was gonna. We kind of staked around here, and there's no magic in his house. So I think he left. Well, I was
So he's
gonna
dead.
wait here. No, he's not dead. I think he's just.
Alright, we can just
Gone.
believe he's dead and move on.
Alright, then you go back home. I have a business to do.
My home is wherever you are, sweet Jay.
That's. I don't. Look. Go back home if you don't want to help me. I have a
but what?
plan.
Alright, what is the plan? What is your plan?
Well, I was gonna stay here and pretend I'm praying to, fuck, I forget her name.
Obviously.
Sarah. And,
Oh.
the angel thing pointing at the statue. I was gonna pretend I'm praying to it, and then act all giddy when he gets back, because I know he likes her. You know, be in, know what I'm saying?
Who? What's
He
that?
doesn't
He's
know what you're
going to
saying,
look-
apparently.
Well, okay, I was gonna pretend to pray to Sarah, and when Erling gets back, I'll try to fake join, or, you know, maybe get a little information.
And what happens if this Avisera responds to your prayers?
Well, damn, maybe I'll join.
Alright. I don't know how I feel about this plan. It's... Well, an orc came up with it, I think is the best way to describe it.
It's masterful, really. Well, that's my plan, and if you don't want to help, then leave. Now I'm gonna sit here praying.
How do I even help?
I don't know.
Alright, we have a group of people.
Why didn't you
Who-
make a smart
already-
dwarf plan?
I'm not... Alright, I'm gonna go make another sled.
The sled really is fun. You should try it sometime.
I just have to... I have this thing to say on your plan.
Not when I'm doing,
What
stealth.
if we... He knows... I don't know. I don't know if I go back to the castle.
Okay.
You like to help me, Era, or you to join the dwarf?
I kind of like look around. Is there an out of the way place that I can hide, like
Yeah, there's a few
out of
alleyways
view?
here. He lives in the lower
Okay.
part of town.
Then I'll walk over there and
Why don't you become like Squeak
turn
Squeak?
into a direwolf because it's freaking cold out here.
Fam, that is very large.
Okay.
And I'll just kind of like huddle in an alleyway and kind of clear myself an area in the snow. Just kind of sit there.
Okay.
And I'll wait with Rook for now.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit looking at the statue, praying as they do, waiting if anybody comes by. I have this is my prayer, by the way. Hey, it's Rook again.
Oh no.
Trying out this prayer thing again.
Oh no.
Last time it didn't work out too well, but hey, we were friends at one point again. Maybe remember Litra? Yeah, I remember Litra. Hey, if you get this, maybe pray back. Yeah.
Pray back.
All right. See ya.
Pray me back. Wow. Okay. No, there's no answer to your prayers. You're not prayed back. At least not now.
Are you sure?
How long are you gonna wait here at this shrine?
How long can my bones can withstand the chill?
Well, if you intend to take things like your bedroll and everything and bundle up, you could be out here for a while.
Well, I don't want to look like I'm making home here. I want to look like I'm truly praying my heart out.
Oh,
Doesn't want
okay.
to look like he's homeless.
Maybe like a couple of hours without moving.
Yeah, if I ever lose feeling in 4 of my toes, then
Right.
I'll stop.
That's the point. Okay. Yuri, what are you doing back at the castle?
I'm just pondering thinker stance, just what the fuck. Trying to think up a dwarf plan, but I don't know if my brain can comprehend what the fuck I need to do with this.
Okay. So here's what happens. A few hours go by, and nothing seems to happen. Erling doesn't come back to his house, even though the late afternoon starts to turn into evening. And you're quite cold, Rook, feeling perhaps a little bit hungry as well. And as you look around, the streets are just as empty as they were before. Occasional passerby goes here and there, but Erling doesn't come back to his house, nor does anybody stop by the shrine.
Huh. Huh. Alarming. They're having one of those Avisera parties.
That I've heard so much about.
Can I inspect the statue? There's no words or anything on it?
No, there isn't.
Are you sure there's no poster on the wall that's like, hey, Avisera me to bring some chips?
Not that you can see.
Well, I get up, walk over to my wolf, shrug. I don't know. He's just not coming back, I guess. You wanna or how are my toes feeling?
They're pretty chilled at this point. You can kind of feel the feeling in your fourth toe specifically starting to go.
Okay, that's the alarming point.
Yeah, that's the bad one.
I think maybe we should start to go.
I'll shift back in myself. Good. It was really boring out here.
Well, that's what needs to happen if you're gonna, stealth and stake out a house.
That's gonna happen if you're religious. It's just boring.
Come on, you don't know how to be a stealthy rogue?
I'm not a rogue. That's for sure.
Go
Let's
back
get
to the
back.
Castle,
Cold.
maybe?
Okay.
Castle has food.
You all leave Erling's place and head back towards the castle.
Yeah.
And there you find in the barracks room where all of your beds are laid together, and there's some tables nearby that Yuri is sitting there pondering something. And sure enough, if you guys want to get food, it is available, so you can get a meal here.
Okay, I'll go and what time is it, by the way?
It's the evening.
Okay, I'll go and see if I can help the cook out with anything.
Sure. Okay. As you wander over towards the kitchen, it appears that not only is the door locked, but the lights are off, and there's no light that comes from underneath the door.
Oh,
Half
all right,
rations.
never mind. I will not help the cook and just go ahead and eat,
Okay.
and then take my good berries to the church.
Sure.
Because why not?
Because why not?
He's out delivering good berries. I'm gonna work on my axe after having a less than satisfying meal or whatever the fuck was available.
Okay. Yeah, so the food that's provided, you can tell it's gone down in quality. This long, extended winter is starting to reap its effects in more ways than you'd imagine. And you can see that what's being served right now for dinner is just like a gruel. There's like nothing really to it. So, what do the two of you want to do while Irisvale is out delivering good berries? Have you
Well, I'm gonna
formulated a dank dwarven plan?
Have I formulated a dank dwarven plan? No, but I want to ask the orc how his plan went. How did your plan go, orc?
Alright, when you talk about stealth plans out loud in a public place, you might want to keep it down, dwarf.
Is this a public place?
Is there
There's-
guards?
Yeah, the room's like full of them.
Stealth. Praying to God is now stealth. You have to do it secluded in an area nobody can watch it. This is not how religion works in my world.
Well, maybe that's a little suspicious, right? If they're being stealthy about their religion.
Ooh.
That was
So you were being suspicious now, is what I'm getting.
Down here, salt is a way of life.
Wait, I'm sorry. What'd you say?
I was calling you suspicious.
Why am I suspicious if they're the ones being suspicious first? Suspicious.
Just because somebody else is being suspicious does not mean you can't be suspicious. Also,
Anybody
this
who's
is a really
suspicious
hard
after.
word on my tongue. Can we stop with it?
Well, like, fuck. The RP has been broken.
Well, fuck.
Maybe we should, find out what he's doing, and then I'll be the one in the wrong. Right? Look, you're a
I
dwarf.
guess I just...
I'm not trying to put all dwarfs out there, and just saying maybe we can give him a little good old dwarf and orc interrogation.
Hey, I'm all for beating people. Oh wait, no, I shouldn't say that out loud here now, should I?
Guardsman
maybe
gives
we
you
take
like a
this
weary eye as he takes another bit of oatmeal.
Maybe we have this conversation else. Nah, fuck it. Look, I'm all for roughing up somebody who's not doing something right. As long as he's outside the bounds of the law in my faith. And I wink at, I look at the guard who's sipping on some oatmeal.
He tries to look at his bowl like it's gonna have the answers to life in it.
So long as I don't know he's done something wrong, there's nothing really wrong with believing in other faiths, so long as you're not, it's not an evil god that's causing it to do all sorts of shady shit. Like, you mentioned something about having a part with this god. What do you have wrong with this thing you've apparently had a part in creating?
Kind of like straight up killed bull in front of us.
You said they were orcs.
Yeah, those aren't
Okay, yeah, the
people.
orcs. Yeah, full orcs. I agree. Those ones deserve to die, but threaten someone that didn't have religion just by not having religion. And I feel like if that's kind of advocated by the god, just think what crazy followers can do.
You might have a point. The atheists probably have something coming to them anyways. Are you an atheist, dwarf?
Excuse
A
me.
dwarf. Orc. Fuck,
Well,
sorry.
I guess. No, I don't follow religion, but I guess 3 evil gods like me, so that's a thing. Well, not evil per se, but Not fans by
Misunderstood.
Jay.
Misunderstood. I don't know.
The gods are going through a phase.
You got a lot of problems. Alright, I'll let you do what you want. I'll help out. As long as I'm not, doing something I just feel is wrong. Like barging into somebody's house. But I'm gonna go work on the axe. You're welcome to follow. You're welcome to go to the temple where Ira went. You're welcome to just sit here and fuck off and sleep.
Okay.
I don't mean that
interesting.
in a negative way. I mean no. Positive way you can say the word fuck off.
I see. Okay, so the group splits here. Irisville, you're off running an errand to drop off some good berries, and Yuri, you're gonna go ahead and try and fix up your axe. You can go ahead and make that check for me, if you would. Your standard tool check for your blacksmithing tools.
Do I want to go to the forge?
That's up to you. The last time you were there was, well, Rook did the negotiation. I think, if I remember correctly.
If anything, I'd go asking for tips, but yeah, it's a fine roll. Strength, 18.
18, okay. So you go ahead and start to work away on your axe here, and you manage to kind of clean the whole thing up a little bit. It looks like a proper piece of equipment now. You will be at this for a few hours, so it's probably going to be late evening by the time that you're done that. And Irisville, your little venture off can take about as long as you choose for it to take. Are you just dropping off the berries and then coming immediately back to the castle, or do you want to mill about the temple, or what's up? Oh, DC?
No, you're fine. We hear you.
Irisville fell over.
Ah, there we go.
Muting microphones is a good strategy.
Yes, the best thing.
Hmm.
I figured I'd go to the temple, drop off my good berries, make sure Jay's okay.
Okay.
Stop by the hunter's order, make sure they don't have any letters for me from Nessa specifically.
They definitely don't.
Oh, that's unfortunate. All right. Well, I guess I'll just spend the night there. There's not really much else to do.
Okay.
Pray to Tilla, see if she can give me any guidance on what to do right now.
Okay. And Rook, what do you want to do? Because you're alone here in the room, and it's clear that Yuri and Irisville are not coming back for a while.
My toes all warmed up.
Just gonna lay by the fire.
I'm just gonna put them in the fire. There's no better way to warm up your toes, I don't think.
There's no way that. Or wait, are my toes warmed up right now?
How long have you been in here for?
I don't know. We ate some food.
They're
talked for a
passable.
bit.
You're still pretty chilled. Just want to sit around at the garden and eat?
No, I have my own business to attend to.
Work plans, yes.
Back to the shrine.
Back to the shrine. Okay. So you go back to the shrine, and here, what is it that you want to do? You can see that Erling's house is there. Its door's closed, just no lights or anything like that. The shrine is as you left it. It's late in the evening now.
Any footprints about?
Well, there's lantern light from the streets here, but there's not a whole lot to go around. It's kind of difficult, and as you sort of make your way through the dingy streets with the snow on the ground and look to find anything, no, you don't see anything. Staring at Erling's house, it looks like nothing new has happened here. And over in the alley, all of the tracks are as you left them as well. The only thing that seems to have changed is the main road. If you want to investigate that, though, you're more than welcome to make a survival check.
Oh, investigate that so hard. Might be a 19. It's either an 18 or a 19. My sheet wasn't open.
So you know from examining here that there's been some people who have made their way through the streets here while you were gone, absent for most of the day. However, not very much foot traffic. It seems like not a lot of people have been going through here.
Is there like noise in the town at all? It's pretty quiet.
Yes, it is. And as you pause to listen, the whole town seems kind of tranquil. There's not a whole lot. Normally, even in the evening, you'd hear perhaps like some cartwheels on the cobblestone off in the distance, or a few people chatting in an alleyway, maybe some ruckus coming from a house nearby, but there's really quite a bit of absence of that.
There's nobody in this alleyway with the shrine. There's nobody on this road at all.
Indeed. Are you gonna stake out the shrine some more, or bust into the house, or?
I'll wait till my third toe goes cold.
Okay. Let's see here.
You want another prayer? I can pray to Avisera again.
I'm sure you could. The
Hey
evening
Avisera,
is.
it's Rook again. Go ahead.
You didn't pray me back last time. Just wondering what's up with that. Anyway,
I showed you my prayer. Now send something back.
Right. There's nothing. You know, as you wait here, you spend probably like another hour because it's considerably colder in the evening, and you hear a couple of like crunches of some footsteps on snow, but that's it. Like there's no activity, and Erling's house is untouched. If he's coming back tonight, he's gonna do so like late in the evening.
How much? Do I remember how much room was under Erling's bed?
Let's see.
Oh my god, that'd be terrifying. The guy gets home and slowly this giant half-orc just rises up behind him.
Barely enough space that you could slip underneath it.
How poor of an idea is this?
I don't know. How poor of an idea is this?
A great poor idea.
No other clues. It just. How? Oh, he wasn't that much of a sad boy. Probably killing him isn't worth it.
Jesus.
I didn't say that.
No,
I'll go back. I'll go back to the hunter's order. No, fuck the castle. Let's sleep in a bed.
Okay. So unless somebody has something else, we'll go through the evening. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. And we'll see that tomorrow is very stormy and horribly cold, and there's winds.
Unless we time skip.
It's
Unless
worse,
we time
actually.
skip.
It's much worse.
And I'm back.
The whole
Welcome back.
Well,
everything is
looks like my weather prediction skills were off today, boys.
What happened?
So, you wake up the next day feeling rested. However, something has changed. As you look beyond the windows here at Irisville from the Hunter's Order, you remember like a snowstorm and the like was supposed to come in. But it's almost worse than what you predicted. Like the snow cover and the howling winds are incredibly intense beyond there. And you can see that the Hunter's Order itself seems to be empty. You're the only person here in a bed. The room is completely deserted.
Not again. It was only like a couple days.
Question, Lucian, since I didn't get to ask this before. You said my axe was now a passable piece of equipment.
Yes.
That
yes,
means
it
a
is.
D12?
No, it is not. So as you
Gotta
look...
ask.
What?
I have to ask.
Had to ask, yeah. So as you look around Irisville, there's a bluish light cast into the room via the window here on the side wall. And it's through this light that you're able to see that there's no lanterns lit, there's no beds occupied with people, it's just deserted in here. What do you want to do?
I'll go ahead and basically kind of do a walk around, see if there's anybody here.
Well, the back door is locked, as you'd remember, but going into like the little training area, it's empty as well. There's nobody here. And then when you go out into the other area, the main hall, not only is it empty, but there's no fire roaring, there's no candles lit, and the desk is empty, and Oral is not there.
Alright. How cold is it in here?
It's pretty cold.
Oh. Okay. This is not good. Castle. Go to the castle.
Okay.
Lock the door. Lock it behind me. Turn into a direwolf. Go to the castle.
Okay. When you
Keep an
open
eye out
up
for
the
anybody.
door, it flies open, and just a howling wind, like, whoosh, just makes its way into the room, and you can see snow just, like, flying about everywhere. As you step out onto the streets, after closing the door, which is a struggle in and of itself and takes you a couple of minutes, you find that it's empty out here, and that there's just like 3 feet of snow in every direction. Snow's blowing about, it covers the windowsills of all the houses, and there's nobody in the street at all. There's barely any light that makes its way through the cloud cover up above.
Wow. Okay. Now, follow my original plan. I'm turn into a direwolf so I can actually make it through the snow to the castle without freezing to death.
It's a relieving feeling when you swap into being a direwolf. The fur makes this bearable, but even then it's still kind of chilly. And you start running down here using your like large padded paws to navigate the snow. You notice as you're going along that there's nobody out in the streets at all. And
Do I see like any signs that people are living here still?
You see the occasional light in every, maybe like 3rd or 4th house.
Okay.
And every now and then you see a home that has a chimney which currently billows with smoke that goes off, blowing away in the wind. But other than that, yes, there's a lot of residences that have no lights. As you run through the market, you find, even though it's the morning, it is completely deserted, and only a couple of shops are open. And then by the time that you make it up to the castle, step over there, the guards let you in, and you make your way through over towards the rest of the group. Now transformed, of course, because you would have met with the guards. And
yeah, I would have walked up like in my own form.
You notice something, though, as you make your way in here. You find that in the castle's halls, there are a great deal of commoners which are walking about. And it's like a majority of the townsfolk have gathered here. And they're all kind of spending time with each other, just kind of sitting in the halls, making food on the ground, like, you know, pouring hot water into, like, little bowls and stuff like that, or chit-chatting with one another. And you eventually make it to the barracks to find your 2 companions asleep.
Okay, along the way, I want to stop somebody and ask them what day it is, yeah.
You find out it's the 50th.
Wait, how many days did we skip? Nice!
Oh god.
God help us all.
Oh, it's also the 50th of spring. Oh.
Oh.
It clicked.
That puts a little bit of fire in my step. I'm heading towards
You
those
mean some
beds and
snowflakes?
I'm waking these 2
A
up.
bit of frost burn in your steps, so you might want to check your toes.
Okay, Irisfiel wakes the 2 of you up. You're in the barracks. Like, half of the barracks here is filled with the guard, and it seems the other half must be elsewhere. What do you guys want to do? Irisfiel has a worried look on her face.
We need to go see Brick.
Why?
We need.
It was a good day. I had a
reason.
good night's sleep. Oh, maybe I should go check out that house again. Oh,
You
I
had a
mean,
good
just more
25
sick
days of
prayers.
sleep, Brooke.
25 days of sleep. Oh god.
Boy, I've never slept that much in my life.
It's the
Oh.
50th of spring,
Okay.
and it is a howling blizzard outside.
What?
Oh, that
Thought
doesn't.
this winter thing was
okay.
supposed to end. I kept hoping that, you know, the whole time skipping thing would actually work in my favor, and I'd skip it. But no, your world's just so it's a fact.
Yes, we need to go see.
That's quite bad actually. I guess this is worse than the whole
Take me back, the Varian. Take me back.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go see Brick. Is
We
there
need
like
to
a
see
window
if we
that
can
I can
do
see as we go through the halls? By the way.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. So as you pass by, the barracks has a little window over in the corner here, and if you go over to it and move the blinds out of the way, you can see it's just like half of the window's covered with snow, so you can't even see past that, and then over the top, it's just a flurry out there.
Oh, Jesus.
I'll go get
You
Jay
know-
later.
I was gonna say we should get to the
To
lake.
go hunting. I don't think we're hunting in that weather.
No.
Maybe
Let's
we
go
should.
see Brick, and I'll go get Jay afterwards.
Yeah. Oh
Need
God.
to
the temple.
see what Nessa's seen about this, because I don't know what else to do.
Okay. So with that, you make your way over towards the main hall. The great hallowed doors that lead into the throne room lie before you, and you can see that even this area and the rest of the castle is filled with people. To Rook and Yuri, this would be a new thing for you. You notice that as you're wandering out of the barracks, that all throughout the castle there are commoners everywhere, as though perhaps like a grand meeting or event or something is happening.
Anybody recognize us?
Does anybody recognize you?
Oh,
You know, specifically the
recognize
tiny
anybody
girl and the
else?
big ass orc.
You notice that, yeah, some people look over and seem to look at you reverently, like you're recognized heroes.
Wow. Okay. I was gonna like show off my guns, but they're kind of being nice about it.
Oh my god.
JK, I show off my guns anyway.
God. Okay.
Just elegantly walk.
I ignore him.
Okay. When you get towards the large throne room doors here, a guardsman steps up to see what it is, and you can see that he looks exhausted. He looks like somebody who hasn't slept in days, and there are bags underneath his eyes, and
Oh.
he's kind of just like he's really just done with this right now. And he steps up to you and just says, "All right, what is it?"
You is Brick busy?
Yep.
Odd
Is
questions to
Want to
ask.
make
somebody
an
in there?
audience? Can put you down, but it's a long lineup.
Oh, is he currently talking with the commoners?
Speaking with somebody. And then you
Is
hear
it-
yelling coming from the other side of the door.
Can I make out any of the words, or is it just?
Oh, perception check, please.
All right.
The doors are thick, but if you have keen enough ears, who knows?
I do not have keen enough ears. That is an 11.
Okay. Yeah, you can hear some detail. You can tell that there's clearly two people yelling, one of which is Brick, and the other one you don't know. It seems foreign, or at least it's unrecognizable right now, and you can't quite get the words, but it seems like they're having a fun conversation.
Oh.
Okay.
That sounds like Noble, and that sounds like yes.
Maybe
Noble, of course.
maybe tell Brick that Ghostwatch would maybe kind of see him.
He just kind of sighs and he says, "I know who you are. It's just he's really busy."
All right. You know if Ness is busy.
I think she's in there.
Oh. All right.
Are you sure we can't like squeak in?
No.
Make a
Rook.
persuasion roll, Rook.
You know me, I like to go where the party is.
Holy
Hey!
fuck.
Jesus.
Hey!
20?
Altogether, that's 20.
Wow, really?
Yep, I have a +1.
Fuck.
Hey!
Okay. The guard seems moved by your words, or perhaps he just resigns, and he says, "Alright, if you want to go in there, I'm not going to stop you."
Wait.
Who's
look.
in there first? Could you tell us who's in there? I mean, I want to squeak in. I just to be all formal, as Ghostwatch is.
You're a really finicky group.
He turns to you And he says, some, I don't know, important people in town or something.
Yeah, okay, I open up the door.
I follow behind.
As you open the door, Irisville, you notice, because you're the last person, like, in the line as you three are stepping in here, that, like, everybody in the hallway, all the convers and everything, they look over towards the door because, like, now all this screaming unfiltered comes through.
No.
You guys make your
Nice.
way in.
Does this guard look like he's in the past little while?
Like, he's what?
Eaten.
Yeah,
For a while.
he doesn't look emaciated, though his health is
Okay.
clearly in question.
Okay. I'll just kind of give him a worried look and follow my party in kind of sheepishly.
Okay. As you guys step inside and the doors
Close the
close
door.
behind you, you see a group of people who all immediately cease their conversation for a second and look over. There's some familiar faces among them. You see Brick up by his throne here, or sorry, down by the table, and you see a couple of other figures at the table as well, and some other ones. Over at the table, you can see Oral is there, and familiar in the same group. There's basically all of the members of the Hunter's Order that are stacked behind him in like a large group.
Oh,
Hey, that
looks
means
like
we're not
we
completely out
arrived
of
just
place.
on time.
First name Justin. And you notice that there's like a chair in the back as well, which is kind of away from the whole discussion that's happening at the table where Nessa is seated, and you can see what looks like her retinue of these 4 Dragonborn guards that all sort of stand around her. And you can see at the table as well what looks to be perhaps like a noble family. There's a man and his wife. She's like a little bit younger than he is, and both of them are completely dressed in the regalia of some powerful nobles. And you also see what looks like another friendly face, somebody that you've had a singular interaction with. The captain of the guard, Olaf, is seated there as well, and he has like what looks like a little eyepiece, like a monocle, and he's like staring at a piece of paper very intently.
Is Gray there?
Gray's not here.
Okay. And
Seems like
how
all
does-
the parties here. Why weren't we invited, huh, Brick?
'cause we
That's
weren't
not
here.
really,
Look.
Oh, true,
I
true.
just walk off to the side when he says that.
I just like
Put my hand over my face.
doing a motion that seems to become more and more common as I walk around with Rook in like
Crying in
higher
the fetal
society.
position.
Just like I'd like to say yes, but no. It's just like kind of like have like one hand to my head, just like not how we're supposed to go about things.
You
I want
see,
to be as like open arms and jovial as possible.
immediately Oral like gets a look from Brick, and then he steps away from the table, and Oral just like comes up to your group and he says, "What are you doing here?"
Well, we were concerned about the whole outside situation. Wanted to update ourselves. Heard some fighting, not fighting, some jovial laughter coming on from in here.
How
Wanted
long
Thought
to
have you
see
been
if we
joined?
could help.
How long have we been on? Fuck. How long have we been
25
gone?
days.
Skip
25 days.
Things went to hell, and we figured we probably need to be doing something, and the person who would be best to assign us to do something is definitely our king.
Okay. He looks over and he holds out a finger to 2 of you. He points at you, Yuri, and then he points over at Rook, and then while pointing at you, Rook, he says, "Both of you just shut up for a minute." And then he goes over and he says, "Come here," and looks to you, Earsfield, and goes to
Okay.
like take you like to the side
I'll
away
follow
from your
him.
group.
Yep.
He pulls you aside for a second. You can hear the conversation kind of starts back up over by the table, but it's not quite as angry as before, and has actually kind of returned to like a base level of some people like calmly arguing something. And pulling you aside here, Oral looks to you and he says, "Where's the rest of your group? And why do none of your companions have any idea how serious this is?"
Jay and the mage Braxton, they're both sick. Jay's in the temple, Braxton's in the barracks. The other 2, it's mainly Rook. He just goes ahead with this. Unfortunately, I get kind of pulled along in his wake most of the time.
He's a good man, but you need to keep him in check, at least right now.
Believe me, I try. Not easy.
You're gonna have to get better at it. The city's been locked down. There's nothing that's managed to come in, and this blizzard's been raging for days.
Alright, has Nessa spoken at all? Is there anything that can be done?
She says that the blizzard's gonna last more than a year.
So it was light. Oh.
Brick's thinking
Okay.
about moving the city under the mountain right now.
I'd have to agree with him. A winter that lasts a year. We won't survive that. There's not enough food.
Look, I appreciate you coming here, and I know that you mean to help. But, well, take your group and wait outside for a time here, if you would.
Please, let us know what we can do.
Try and be out
And
beyond the doors as fast as I can.
I'll get them out.
He gives you a nod and then places a hand on your shoulder and gives you like a trusting and warm expression before he steps away back to the table.
I'll give him a serious "I got this" kind of nod, and then head back to the other two.
Okay.
Alright, out! Come on!
Why is everything so hard? Oh,
Move,
okay.
Go!
Alright. I just want to know why everything's so sad.
Yeah, but you know why is everybody so sad? Look outside. I'm
just
sad.
like trying to shove them out the door until we're all the way outside.
Okay, yeah, you rejoin into the hall here, which is filled with different townspeople. And the guard just kind of like, you can see he's passed out at his post right now. He's like literally asleep against the wall, and there's another one who's kind of standing by him who looks like similar but not quite as strung out.
Okay.
What do you guys want to do?
Right, well, I want a status update.
Look,
What did you learn?
later. Look,
Later.
Can you help me, or can you help this man get another guard over here?
Yeah, I could try that. There was guards people at the barracks, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
See if you can't get this shift rotated. And
Yeah, I'll try rotating this man. Can I pick him up?
Make
I'll
a
go and speak to the other guard before Rook goes and does this.
Sure.
How does this guy look similarly exhausted?
Yeah, but he's not quite at that point. He looks like he's
Okay.
pulled an all-nighter, basically. So he's still
Got it.
there. But you can see he's probably being kept alive just by the fact that he's currently like smoking a pipe and just like trying to strain and keep himself up.
Got it. Guardsman.
Hey,
Your friend looks like he's fallen asleep. We're gonna
Yep.
try to see if we can get him back to the barracks. Get you guys relieved. Is that alright?
works for me, as long as you can get someone to take a spot.
Yeah, I'll stay here until we get someone else.
He gives you a
And
nod.
then I'll go ahead and, go back to my friends. I'll stay here in this place. We get some new guards over here. Then I'll let you guys know what's all going on. Alright?
Alright, you're saying that to your party, right?
To the party, yeah.
19 on that strength check to pick up this boy.
Okay. You lift up the other guardsman here, and who's going off towards the barracks?
I'm gonna stay here because I want answers.
Okay. So Rook,
We'll go
you
tuck
to
in this
hoist
boy.
this man away. And as you do so, Earsville, how about you explain to Yuri what's going on?
Kind of in quiet tones.
Yeah, like whispering so the townsfolk don't hear.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's... Ness has looked into it, and this winter is going to last an entire year.
Oh, fuck me ass.
Jesus.
I hate the winter. Take me back. gods above, take me back.
Brick is considering moving the town under the mountain, where it's warmer and we might be able to get more food. It'll be dangerous, but
That sounds like a reasonable plan. There are many dwarves in my world, that lived under mountains and in the stone. It's a manageable. Actually, okay. Question. So, like, my backstory, like, the place I'm from, we were like primarily hill dwarves, right? Or do we live? We lived in mountains, but do we live like actually inside them?
I don't know what place Ivan had placed as his
I
home.
have it written. It's the Giant Spire Mountains.
Okay, yeah, so you would have actually lived in the mountains. So that this idea, like what they're suggesting, is basically home for you, I guess.
Okay, so back in my home world, we and my clan, we all lived in mountains. It's a passable life. You get a bit disoriented after coming out into the daylight and there not being the ceiling, but it's passable. It's manageable. It's actually cozy.
good. You know some of it, I'm sure Brick and his advisors would like to know.
Didn't you mention something
yet,
about so we're going to the mountains? Go into the mountain. Didn't you and your party have like an escapade there at some point or something? I don't know.
Yes, there are a large number of orcs down there which are no longer in this world.
Like my
Rather
question
dead.
is does somebody know the mountain better than you, or are you the most experienced with this mountain currently due to the escapades?
I'm not sure. We
That
might
might
be.
be a good thing to bring up.
Well, we're not to the sort of importance that we can barge and then join a meeting like Rook tried to do.
Yeah,
But
you never know. I didn't expect it to be quite as serious as it was, but now that you're pointing it out, and yeah, it's a big deal.
so I
still need
expect
to get
that
that.
we'll be called in as advisors and probably guards if we're going to be moving down there. You will be of great help in this. You've lived under the mountain. I don't think anyone here has.
Alright, okay, so after hearing this, I'm gonna go into like my pondering thought place and go into a little corner near the door, and I just want to think over the course of like while we're sitting there, I just want to think of all the things I know are required to live under a mountain. I was a mason architect, and my clan lived under a mountain, so I would know probably a great deal about infrastructure and this kind of shit, though maybe not all the
What int
fine
skills have
details.
ye?
My int skills? I have both perception and insight. Oh, wait, no,
Those
that's
are
fucking
not
wisdom. I only have history. For int.
Go ahead and roll for me a straight intelligence check, please.
Alright, me character is not the most intelligent, even though I wish he was.
It's not bad.
12.
You got a +2?
Nope, it's 12.
12. You got a -1.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, it's like, I wanted my character to be strong and, like,
You can't
sorry,
have all the
but, like,
stats, it's true.
He's a
can't
barbarian.
have all the
Yeah.
stats.
Okay, so you remember a great deal of your dwarven life. You spent, many years under the mountain, trying to have a handle on what it's like. And from what you can recall, you remember how they have basically like strange versions of food that you would find up on the surface. Like they'll grow mushrooms instead of grain, or they sometimes have like vermin type creatures that they keep around like cattle, which are used for the meat and such. All different things that can be created from the ecosystem that's down below. You also know a bit about like the structure of dwarven cities, and you're not really sure how you would build one necessarily just on your own, but you know your way around tools and such, and can read blueprints and the like. So you have some knowledge on this.
You have stone cutting, so like
Yeah,
that does exist.
it is going to come to you somewhat naturally, for sure. Now that being said, You do know that there are bits of dwarven life, like goings on, that you were never privy to, and just never really cared to learn. And so there are some black spots in your knowledge for that kind of thing.
Okay. I'm gonna be spending this time like thinking up like how I would present this information
Okay.
if I were to be asked about it.
So meanwhile, Rook, you've made it back into the barracks, and here with a very sleepy man, you deposit him on the bed, and what do you want to do? He doesn't move at all, like even as you just kind of like flump him down, he just...
Okay, he's breathing.
Yeah, he's breathing.
There's just rando guards, yeah?
Yeah, there's a few in here.
Just like in general, like, hey, I need one more for guard shift.
You see the guards
Maybe
look
even
over
two.
towards you, and you can see that, though much better rested than this man, they all look like they're having tough times as well. And no one looks enthusiastic when you call over with this. Nobody.
This man is literally passed out. I need one more. Intimidatingly.
Intimidatingly? Roll that intimidation check. Let's see what you get.
Oh boy.
Six.
Nice.
One more.
Okay, alright.
One more. One more.
Nobody really says anything, and they just kind of like go back to their business, except one person who calls over and says, "It's not my time for a shift yet. I'm gonna rest as much as I can."
God, they're really straining you guys. How about? How much time do you have left till your shift?
He says, "Well, I just got off. I'm gonna go to bed in a few minutes here."
Who's the last guy here? I mean, first guy, as in who hasn't done
Whose
it the
shift
longest?
is coming up the soonest.
Nobody responds. They just kind of keep to themselves.
Just point at one, pick him up, and take him with you.
I'll pay anyone that volunteers 5 silver.
Interesting. Let's see. 2 people look over in your direction, and they pause for a second, as if considering your proposition. Make a persuasion
You, the
check.
one on the left. Oh, okay.
No, don't fuck your persuasion. Just pick the one on the left.
Oh, 16.
16.
That's
Okay.
nearly a 3 again.
One of them shakes his head like, "Ugh, what was I thinking?" And then the other one actually gets up and wanders over to you, and he says, "Okay, well, if you got coin,
How many hours did you sleep?
enough. You have coin."
Oh, sorry, DC'd. Hand him the 5 and then go, how many hours did you sleep?
He just looks at you and says, "Enough." And then he
Okay.
wanders out the hall.
Okay, I'll follow through.
Okay, so you go back to the group. Alright.
Yeah.
So you return here, and now back at the front door, the 3 of you can see that there's quite a few people here, and that Rook does indeed come back with somebody who changes the guard and takes your post, Irisville.
Oh, good. Thank you.
He doesn't really look great, but he was better than the guy passing out, so...
Let's head over this way a bit. And I'll kind of like head off towards a less, well, was there a less populated area that I'd seen along the way as we were walking?
Interesting. No, not really. And as you had gone through different hallways and such, you saw that, you know, any place that would look like a nice, sort of quiet, excluded area now has, like, a family here with, like, a bunch of kids passed out on the floor and everything.
Okay. I'll just like let's bend down a little bit so I can whisper in his ear. I'll kind of go over the plan, or the kind of there's gonna be a year-long winter. Brick is considering moving people into the mountain. We might be calling as guards, because we're the ones that have been under there. Maybe lead them to the dwarven cities that we found. That kind of thing. Just real quietly trying to make sure he doesn't start speaking.
Well, why are we in there? We did that. We're like the ones that did that.
Because we just walked in. Rook,
Isn't that what
We're
people
not-
do?
we're not that important.
We have a
We're-
gold plate.
We're extremely useful. That doesn't make us important.
I feel like Brick only likes me for our bodies.
Look, Edgar said, we'll wait out here, not Edgar. Jesus Christ. Names.
Edgar. Edgar. Captain of the Riverwatch.
Oh man, he also he shouldn't died.
He didn't.
Poor Edgar.
Edgar never ate
Oh.
shit and died.
Are you talking about Edgar as in like the Relic character?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he ate shit and died.
He ate shit and died super hard.
Yeah. Wildman
Yeah.
was next to him and could have saved him, but didn't. So
That was Dema.
No,
Wait,
no,
what?
no, that was Edgar.
That was even
Anyway.
before that one. Alright. Anyway.
I was talking about the Geek campaign because he played Edgar in the Geek campaign.
We need to wait out here a bit. And then, whenever this meeting is over, or they need our input, or however, get us. What Oral told me. So I plan on waiting here for at least a while. You wanna go get Jay, or make sure Braxton's okay? I'm fine.
And he in the library? I'll go get Jay. But let's go get that one.
Right.
Okay.
Safe.
So you're gonna wander off to go and grab Jay from the temple.
Yeah. Hopefully my armor / coat does anything.
Okay. Make a Constitution check, please, or saving throw rather.
Oh Jesus.
God.
Oh!
Even threes.
Damn it. Constitution saving throw. 8.
Okay. You start to wander through the city, escaping from the castle and going down towards the temple, which luckily is on the same sort of plane, like it's in the higher district as well. And as you're traveling along here, you find that you don't manage to get very far because your legs are going through feet of snow, and there's snow just like blowing against you in different directions, and you only get halfway there when you feel like you might not actually make it. Like you're actually physically trembling.
Oh! Can I backtrack?
Backtrack, sure.
Yeah.
You turn back and make it to the castle again. And by the time that you make it through the front doors here and the snow blows in and everything, someone hastily closes the doors and you're just like a frozen mess.
Going up to your... Yep! Oh! Jay's gonna have to come here on his own time. Can't get him now.
Okay.
Jesus.
Someone
look
give
at
me
him.
fire.
I'll go get him. We need to get him into the barracks here. I'm not
Let
sure
him
how
edge.
long. Not sure how long the temple will be still running.
Hey, am I within earshot of
back.
this?
Yeah, you'd be right there.
Are you sure this is a good idea?
No.
By the looks of it, you're our spokesperson. They come out, they need us. You're the one that needs to be doing the talking.
Probably. I'll go ahead and I'll
Also-
craft my little weather tell thing. Kind of like away from the people, like close to myself, so I can see what's gonna happen, but nobody else can.
Sure.
Also, it may
Except for
not
maybe
be a good
Bacardi.
reason, a good idea to bring a sick man out into the cold.
The conditions you have now are likely to follow into tomorrow. And it looks like the
Why?
reading that you get is identical.
Right.
Fucking should have
Okay.
taken snakes. I finally say it. I admit it. I'm sorry. It's my bad.
This is pretty bad. You
It
can't
took 3
fight
months.
snow.
It took 3 months. But I told you so!
Fucking, I didn't expect it to just. He said eternal winter, and so I was expecting it to remain cold, but I didn't expect it to be a fucking blizzard for an entire year.
Wonder what
Oh,
eternal
God.
winter means.
Alright.
I thought
I'll
it'd
stay
be cold,
here.
but not all eternally.
Well, no, it's what we had for like the past like several sessions. I was expecting that to last on. For
No,
like a year.
I got you.
But
Because it
it's
hasn't
literally
been
not even possible
crippling
to go
yet.
outside.
Looking at Rook and thinking about Jay, do I think it would be possible to carry both?
What's the strength for a direwolf?
17.
17.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably possible. You think that it could be done as long as one of them doesn't like fall off of you while you're running.
Okay. Would it be easier with Yuri and Jay?
With Yuri instead of Rook?
Yeah.
Probably not. Well, actually, no. I'm not wearing armor.
Yeah, weight-wise, I think he is indeed lighter, though you might want to abandon the crate here in the sled.
Okay. Keep that in mind.
Sled. We could
So-
have You're a pull
wait.
the sled.
Oh my god. That's amazing, actually. Oh my god.
Didn't think of that one now, did ya? I planned for this.
Transformers.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm gonna wait.
Hopefully see someone come from the door.
Yeah, and hopefully see someone come from the door. Looking around, does it look like people have food, or that they're like not starving?
The people look like they've been fed, though you can hear the whining of children complaining that they haven't had enough to eat and things like that. Though they're,
Okay.
it's not like there's corpses on the ground or anybody who's withered down to being a skeleton. But you do hear grumblings from the townsfolk.
Okay. I'll go ahead and wander around and start distributing the 30 good berries that I summoned the previous night.
Sure.
Especially those to children.
Okay. So you go about doing this, and while this happens, you're kind of like handing out the last couple of berries when the door opens up, and you see that Oral steps out with the entirety of the Hunter's Order behind him, save for a couple of members. You notice that Wynn isn't here, and you also notice that like Shade's not with them.
Okay. I'll go ahead and kind of like half jog over there.
Okay. As you step up, he looks over towards you. He says, "Oh, it's not good."
Yeah, I'll just wait for him to continue.
There's a,
Like-
I don't know if he's gonna pull through with it, but till further notice, all of the order's gonna be posted up here in the castle. I've offered the rest of the members here, as he kind of looks over his shoulder, to help out with the guard, take their posts when they can. Looks like he might send us to clear out the mountains. Though I don't know if he's gonna go through with it.
Alright.
You mean clear out the top of the mountains or clear out the inside?
The insides. I can't imagine what it's like on the top of the mountain right now.
Yeah. Well, it seems now that the orc issue has been solved, I think the most that we saw were, well,
There's some rust monsters.
stragglers?
yeah, just rust monsters. I haven't seen haven't heard of any stragglers. To be fair, we haven't been in there though.
Well, until the mines closed down during this blizzard, there were no reports of them, but still worried. So, we're gonna be on guard. If he calls, I'll have us go. And as members of the Order, I expect you to be there unless something more important pulls you away. And it's gonna have to be important.
I would absolutely love to join.
Off skipping 25 days.
Provided we're still here. Coming with you. I forget. Have we told Oral about our time skipping? Just tabletop.
Yes, you
Okay.
have.
Then I'll kind of give him a significant look while I say that.
Okay. Says, I understand. Won't hold it against you if it happens. Say,
You
don't
might-
forget your responsibilities.
Of course.
You might just go ahead and send us as like a scouting party to see what's actually still down there. Though I'm not part of the order, so it's up to them to decide. I point to Ira.
It's not a bad idea, and I mentioned it to him, but apparently the guard here looks over at the two men. Could use a bit of a break, and I'm inclined to agree.
I know. I mean us three specifically.
Well,
As far as I'm aware, they've been out in the caves.
you want to go running into the mountains on your own, I'll take whatever info you can get, but don't get killed down there. And likewise, if you know anybody that can help, please, do what you can. There's some town folks still stuck out there in snow, and we've round up everyone that we can. It's more stubbornness that keeps them there than anything, but I suspect that they'll be headed to the castle when their stores run out. As that happens, well, it's gonna be pretty crowded in here. You know any help? You can find somebody that can produce more of those good berries, Irisville. You go and get them, and you tell them it's important.
Kind of like looking down to the side, like thinking, kind of like nod. Okay.
And likewise, you two as well. If either of you knuckleheads... Sorry, I shouldn't. You, and he looks at Rook.
Hello.
If you know anybody who can help, don't hesitate to get them.
Is Win in this whole mess of people?
No, he's not.
My number one. He's where's Win at?
Well, he's one of those stubborn folks still somewhere out there in the town. I don't know what keeps him there, though I can guess.
We might know.
I have a guess too. I can see if I can get him, but being out there sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Anyway, some guard work to get to.
Alright. Is Rick free to talk to, or is he gonna be in closed meetings? Do you know?
I think those nobles are probably going to talk his ear off until he passes out tonight.
Okay.
There's no telling.
Start doing some prep then. See what we can get done around here.
He gives you a nod, and then he steps away, and his order follows behind him. You see the two brothers kind of like give you guys a wave and nod in your direction as they follow behind him.
I'll give him a smile and a wave.
Yeah. What do you guys
I give
want
him
to
a
do?
nod. Right, well, I think check out the mines. If possible.
What's that?
Then again, we're missing two of our party members.
Okay.
Goddamn illnesses.
I
And
think
all of them.
we need to get Jay from the temple. See if we can get as many priests back here as we can.
Anybody check on oh god, Bookman? Yeah, Book.
Book guy? Book the dude?
Right?
Bookington? Sir Books a lot?
Braxton?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, you guys
He's
saw
in
him asleep in the
guardhouse.
barracks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's just passed out, and he's still ill.
Alright, Yuri, I could definitely use your help with at least your sled.
Alright. Ah, yes, the sled. This is why I made this. I didn't expect it to be this bad.
Well, it's gonna be very useful, especially if we're trying to go around town. I can get through the snow in my direwolf form, but trying to get anyone else along with me without that sled's gonna be very difficult.
Alright. So, you and I are going to go pick up a person, I'm assuming it's Jay.
Yes, we'll get him back to the barracks. Out of danger. Talk to the priests there, see what their plan is.
I look at Rook and I hand him my crate. I look at him very sternly.
It's crazy
Oh.
to laugh, boy.
Can I adventure with this thing?
They'll be able to go around your back.
Yeah, you can wear it like a backpack.
Can I wear it as like a helmet of protection?
It is. I don't think I have anything in there actually. I think I've used everything in there.
Yeah, you could.
Yes,
It's large enough for a dwarf to fit in it. Cramped would fit in it, and it's insulated.
Pretty big box.
I can protect this.
I believe in you. That's my house.
It's the contingency plan.
Pretty shitty house.
High is better than having no house, and I just, shake my head at him.
Okay. So where are you guys going?
What
What's
do you
the
plan
plan?
on doing?
I was gonna see.
Cut out.
Yep.
Oh no, we might lose Ooch.
Yeah.
Ooch Magooch.
Gone.
No.
The winter took
Yep,
him.
there he goes.
Yep.
Are the colors brighter in tabletop? Looking at it,
Nice.
Welcome back.
I feel like specifically in chat where it says messages. I feel like the blue is deeper and the red's I just feel like
It's
everything's
pretty colorful, yeah.
It's more than it used to be, more saturated.
I don't know.
Oh, I would agree.
I was gonna say, what do you plan on doing?
Hello?
Hello?
So,
Okay.
You good?
Did what I say go through at all?
No.
Or no?
No.
Oh. Well, you guys have the much more important party member down. I wanted to, try to check on Win, too.
Right.
Not saying that Win's unimportant, I'm just saying that Jay's my boy.
I mean, the last time you went out there, you didn't come back looking so well.
You still look really cold. I think you can stay in here and warm your toes.
all four of them.
I was thinking you could go see if you could find maps of the tunnels under the mountain. This would be
Me
very
do that?
useful.
Well, you want me to go find maps?
How about you go talk to
Yeah.
our book friend and our other book friend?
Are you saying find maps in the library? Is this what you're expecting of Rook?
I'm hoping, yes.
I'd rather go freeze in the snow.
Hey, retard, you know the Dewey Decimal System, right?
Okay, well.
I'll punch that snow. I can do it.
Fuck
you
this
kinda
snow,
don't
I'm
know
not
what it would
cold.
do.
I'll punch the shit out of it. I'll punch the cold.
Alright. Well, not sure what you want to do then, but don't go outside.
Going outside.
Look.
Alright, fine. He can go. You can take me sled. Hand me back me crate. I'll stay here.
I can't. I think
Okay.
I'll break this sled.
Yeah.
Yeah, then don't break the sled. I made it well. It holds you. Just don't punch it.
No, I can walk through it. Don't worry.
Rook,
Mm-hmm.
we need to get there fast. Means
We have time, I think. How much time do we have?
What to go
it's
and
not
get
about
Jake?
time. It's about if we're gonna freeze to death in the snow or not at walking pace.
I'm sure I could barge into someone's house.
Doesn't seem like that bad of an idea.
Alright.
I passed my sled to fucking Earsfield. Take my crate, and I'm heading to the library.
Thank you,
Okay.
Yuri. I'll go ahead and take some rope out of my backpack and start heading for the doors.
Okay. So you go ahead and get yourself all ready and get to the doors. Are you guys going to pull your friend along in the sled here, all the way over to
I
Jay.
want to try to make like a harness type thing with the rope
has-
attached
it
to the
has-
sled.
Okay.
And then, alright, look, you'll ride me. We'll go over to the church. See if we can get Jay on the sled.
How
I don't think
close?
he's up to holding on.
How close are the church and the Hunter's Order / where Win was?
Oh. What place are you thinking of for Win?
That female's house.
probably 3 times the distance of the temple.
Wait. So, like, does it take, like, 20 minutes to get to the temple and then an hour to get to the lady house?
Like, comparatively, yeah.
If I go straight from the castle to the lady house, how long does that take?
It's gonna take you, like, that much time. Like, that's...
Oh, okay.
Taking a direct route from the castle, that's how far they are. So...
Now, riding a dire wolf through the snow.
Probably a lot faster. Might not freeze to death. If you do, at least your last moments will be falling off the back of a sled.
Alright, we're adventuring together, Ira.
To the temple first.
To the temple.
And you'll have to kind of secure this to me. I don't exactly have hands as a dire wolf.
I'm the best, not tire.
Around. Okay.
Okay. And I'll go ahead and, talk to the guards, make sure they're not gonna freak the hell out when I just turn into a massive dire wolf right in the middle of the hall.
Okay. Yeah, they assure you that it's all right, and they kind of
Okay.
like step between you and some of the folks, and one of them calls like for people to sort of like stand back and whatnot.
Okay. And I'll go ahead and turn into my dire wolf form.
Okay. And Rook, are you
And-
fastening this this sled?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys go off. Are you riding on Earsville, or are you sitting on the sled?
I'm sitting on Earsville.
Okay. So you're headed off for the temple, and I would like the two of you to make a Constitution. Or sorry, no, Earsville, you're okay. Rook, make a Constitution saving throw, please.
So good. Ooh, 11?
Okay. You guys ride along, and you're moving at pretty good speed. The only thing that really is rather difficult is whenever you have to do turns, you have to calculate for the sled, and the first couple tries are a little bit difficult. But eventually you pull up to the temple, and as you guys step inside, you notice that it's very crowded. There's quite a few people here.
Okay.
You can see all the priests. You can see Jay in his sickness, still like sleeping over in a bedroll in the corner. And there's a whole bunch, probably like a few households worth of people who are in here.
Alright. I'll go ahead and turn back on myself, get the doors closed,
Okay.
get us inside, and see if I can find that head priest.
Okay. The head priest is there up by the altar. He's reassuring a family of something, and as you approach, he finishes his conversation to step over to you.
Do I know this guy's name, or is he just the head priest?
Nobody's
Me.
ever asked his name. I think you should just
Okay.
keep it that way forever.
Oh my
Sorry,
god.
Alicia, I'm gonna be
I-
asking.
We never did.
High priest. And how is everything here?
Okay. He looks around and he says, well, we're making do.
Actually, I believe I've never asked your name.
He looks at you and he says, oh, it's unimportant.
Countered.
Fuck.
Alright, I resist the urge to actually call him unimportant.
Okay.
And alright.
You need to roll a d20. You have to pass a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw to not call him unimportant.
Looking around at these people, do they look like underfed, malnourished, that kind of thing?
No, but they do look miserable.
Okay.
And being cramped in here, it seems like the kids and whatnot are not really enjoying themselves too much. Likewise, the parents are just trying to keep it together.
All right. All kind of. All right. We're gonna try to take Jay back to the castle. Try to get everybody together. Especially for the next time we skip. And I'll kind of like whisper a little, like kind of bring my tone down, make sure nobody else is overhearing, and tell him a little bit about that the winter's gonna last a long time, and that
What do you tell him
Rook is
exactly? Like, do you
Sorry,
give him like a date, or do you just say a long time?
I'll say just a long time,
Okay.
and if he asks for a date, I might give it to him. But
Okay.
and Rick is at the point where he's considering moving everybody under the mountain, the whole city.
Subtlety. What we're all about. Not telling people the master plan.
At the
You
point
can
where
see that the head priest looks visibly intrigued by this when you tell him. He nods slowly when you mention this, and then says, "Oh,
look,
might work."
trying to keep this a little bit quiet. Don't want to panic, but so you're aware, and if the order comes, then just start moving everyone. Mountain will be cleared, a clear path, a safe path, of course, beforehand. But so you're prepared.
How did you two get here, exactly?
As you know, I'm a druid. I can turn into all shapes, one of which is a direwolf. We have a sled outside.
These people need to get to the castle, but they've been unable to make the trip. Do you think you could help them?
I could, but it would be only a few at a time. They would have to hang on.
He nods to you and says, "Are you ready to do this now?"
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna take Jay back to the castle, along with Rook, and then I'll come back. When I do come back, I can only stay in that form for a certain amount of time. And when I get back, I'll have to rest before I can do it again.
It's alright. There's only so many families here. I'm sure that we can get it done fast.
Alright.
Yeah, take Jay.
Take Jay. I'll be back.
Okay. He helps you hoist Jay onto the sled there outside briefly.
Okay. And I'll turn my direwolf form and hurriedly get Rook to attach it back up.
Okay.
I attach it so good.
I don't know what the con save happens to be for our dear friend Jay, but I am going to do a luck roll for him.
I think it's on his character sheet because he keeps a lot of stuff on there.
It's a +3.
+3.
Okay.
I'm going a little bit slower to make sure he doesn't fall off.
Okay.
I thought that was Rook's job.
Rook, I would like you to make a save as well.
17.
Okay. So you managed to cart them back, and are you gonna put Jay in like the barracks, for instance, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll talk. Well, I'll kind of let Rook take him off, and then I'm gonna head back to the temple.
Okay.
We should
Because
definitely
I can't
get
swap
me, but,
back out of direwolf form.
Okay. Meanwhile, Yuri, you've been off towards the library here, the castle archives. What do you want to do? As you step inside,
Great.
you can see that this is one of the few rooms which doesn't have anybody in it. The hallways are still lined with peasantry, but inside there is but the one man who wanders about and moves scroll from one place to another.
Gray in here?
No, the like the official that tends to the archive.
No, but Gray's not here.
No, it's empty other than this one guy.
Alright. I want to pester the man.
Sure.
Hey, sir. You
Yes?
know, do you have any books on... Hey, this is a bit boring, but infrastructure for production.
Might have something.
Maybe something about underground fauna.
He comes back to you with a treatise on architecture.
Yes.
You can see that it has, like, just flipping through the first couple of pages, very basic designs for, like, different types of forts and, like, pseudo-castle type structures.
Okay. Am I able? Right. I'm gonna thank him. I thank you. I want to go sit down. I want to look through the book, but I'm looking for something more specific. I understand like castles and forts designs and that kind of stuff, but more specifically, I'm looking for infrastructure.
Make an intelligence check, please.
So good at these.
Okay.
That info.
The book does indeed have a section specifically on laying down the foundations and constructing buildings, making sure that they're solid. You find what you're looking for. You flip through the glossary real fast and go to a section that seems related, and there it is, a few pages of gold, basically.
Oh my god. Or what does it tell me? What am I learning from here?
That depends. What are you looking to learn?
I am looking specifically. Okay, so like I say infrastructure, but I mean like the stuff required to like water, like fucking how piping, fucking how you deal with fucking water transport, things along those lines, like living utilities, that kind of infrastructure,
Oh, I see.
sewers and that kind of stuff, like things required so you can live.
Okay. Sure, you find like a moderate amount of knowledge on those topics, and indeed, past the chapters that detail all the neat things about castles, there is a section here that's kind of on the back workings, things like plumbing and waste removal and stuff like that. It's all there, laid out in front of you.
Right. How much? I want to like soak in like pretty much all the information in this section if possible.
Okay. Are you gonna just like spend the day here? Because you're clearly gonna need like at least a few hours.
I will, unless somebody comes and gets me.
Sure. Okay. I think the other portion of the group might be a little busy. Earsville, you're headed off to go and get the people. How about you, Rook? What are you gonna do?
I have nothing. I can't go out in the snow. If I think about something, I'll do something.
Okay.
But if anything, I'll just hang out with guards. No,
Okay.
they're all sleepy. I'll do nothing.
Okay. Sweet.
See if Jay's alright.
So let's.
Oh
see
yeah, I'll hang
here.
out with Jay. I'll be Jay's big boy.
I want you to make a land vehicles check for me, Earsville, aka Luck, and I want you to make for me a intelligence roll, please, Yuri, for this next while.
Okay,
Oh,
God.
Oh,
God,
no.
that was so
Leave.
close.
That's an 8.
8. Okay.
At 20, falling off.
Now, what I would be doing, I would first, head back to the place, and then when I leave, I'd cast guidance on myself and see if that helps. But
Okay.
I'd
You
have
can
to
add
rest
guidance
there
to it.
for a half hour. It's not gonna help too much, but a 2, 3 is a 3. Bumps up to 7 plus whatever stats.
Okay. So, what was your roll, Yuri, for the book?
8.
8. Okay. Not too strong. You know that this is valuable information, but you're gonna need a day or two to look at this before you get it all.
Okay.
So, given that it's not too many pages and everything, you can go ahead and multiply that by 3, I would say. So, say that you've read 24% of the content that you need, and you can return to do that more later. Meanwhile, Irisville, you're going off here to grab all these people, and while you're running along, you have a bit of an accident. And
Oh no.
part way while transporting the people, you slip here, and the sled goes off course and actually veers into the side of a house, sending 2 of the priests who are sitting on it flying off of the sled and colliding with the building.
Oh jeez.
They quickly get up, and you actually see that they heal each other. They both cast a cure wounds on one another.
Oh my god.
really
Yes.
swiftly.
Priests.
And they go to get back onto the sled afterwards, and they look down at it, and luck roll.
Oh please.
Actually, no, not luck. Yuri, go ahead and make for me a Make for me your woodworking check. Let's see how sturdy this thing is.
Is that strength plus proficiency, right?
Yes.
But,
Oh no.
That's a 9.
Okay, let's see. I'm gonna roll damage.
Hit.
Okay, not bad. The sled looks damaged, and one of the what do they even call that part of the sled? Like the rails underneath looks bent out of shape, but it still works, and the two get back on, and it holds, and you're able to get them back. And then as you continue, I want you to make another one of those checks.
All right.
As you go to get basically the other half of the folk from the temple.
Oh, I would be.
There you go.
I would go back to Yuri and try to get him to fix it before
He's
I
reading.
head back out.
He's not gonna interrupt the reading.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, fine. Is the blacksmith still there, or what?
So you managed to go and pick up the rest of the folk this time and come back. You do have the sled with you. It looks like it's damaged, but repairable. It's nothing like a piece got knocked off or anything. The rest of the folk get in, and you see that immediately there's almost like a sigh of relief that emanates throughout the entirety of the hall as priests start to go to different people and tend to them. You can see magical healing energy being given to people. One of the more senior members, you see the head priest, for instance, he walks up to some people and actually just creates food out of nowhere for them.
Yes.
And
Wow.
Correct.
other families rejoin here. Some of them
People
just
question the sled.
trying to find places to settle into the hall, and some families clearly they know each other, and loved ones run up to each other and everything. And you know that Yuri is off towards the library. Do you want to go bring him his broken sled?
Yeah, I want to see if he can fix it.
Okay. It's pretty late in the evening now at this point, and with all the day's events of carting people around and meetings that have happened, all the drama, you get over here and Yuri is finished with his book. And Yuri, do you want to try and repair it?
First I want to look at it and I want to see what actually happened.
It looks like one side of it was smashed into a wall.
Hey, what are you doing to me, sled?
I mean, it's a little bit difficult to get the hang of pulling behind you with a couple 100 pounds on it, and kind of made a sharper turn than I should have, and kind of crashed into a building.
Alright, well, I'm glad you were doing this. I guess I wasn't riding on it. Okay, so I look at it, and yes, I would like to fix it. In my crate, I did have still, you said a 2x3 sheet of metal. I still have that. But I use that to patch it up and fix it.
Yes, go ahead and make that metalwork check. Same as the other check. Okay.
That'll do, that's a 17.
So you patch
before he
this
does
thing
that,
up.
oh, okay. I was gonna cast guidance.
Oh, okay. No, he's all good. You're able to fix this thing up real nice, and because you're using mostly metal, it might even be stronger than it was before. And it's kind of the last thing you do before you feel the weight of the day kind of hitting you, and the tiredness of all of the day's events starting to just sink in. Are you guys going to turn in for the night? Do you have some other things that you want to try and do? Is Rick going to go running through the nighttime snow to get wind?
No.
That seems great.
I'm gonna stop by.
Put a GPS on Rook's ankle.
Yeah. Stop by the big chamber to see if Brick is still talking to people.
Oh, interesting. It's later in the day, and you actually don't hear anything from the other side.
Kind of look at one of the guards. Is there anyone in there?
He shakes his head.
Bed, I suppose. All right. And I'll go ahead and head to bed then.
Okay.
I want to try last thing of the day. I'm tired as fuck. Probably not going to work on it very long, but daily ritual work on the axe.
I see. Okay. You can go ahead and make that check as well. Are you using the forge?
No, I just a little touch up here. Okay. 14.
Okay.
No, I'm using it's touch ups. It's not major working.
Okay. You don't really manage to get too far with it, unfortunately. Just kind of a polish here and there and make it look nice. You actually get the sense that the last little bit of work that you're going to have to do when you finish here is going to be at the forge using the tools that they have.
Okay. Fair enough.
You feel as though you've pushed it to the point that you can't really take this piece any further with the like the tools that you've got in your backpack. You need proper like heated metal type stuff. With that,
Alright.
we'll have the three of you guys all go to the barracks to get some rest with your two sick friends next to you. And I think that will end the session there,
Oh man.
given what I have planned for the next day.
Oh.
You'll probably want your friends with you.
Is everything on
Okay.
fire when we wake up?
As
It's super warm.
Because then the next time it's gonna be a time skip. It'll be like
Is that in
another
the
20
distance?
days. There'll be nobody here, and then Win will
No.
be dead.
You see, Josh,
And
he's
then Win will
planning
be
it for the
dead.
next day. He's planning it for the next day, which is more or less he's planning for the next session. Hope.
In the
Yeah,
distance,
hopefully.
what is that I hear? A mass slithering?
It's a delight to my ears. Snakes left and right.
As they freeze to death in the snow.
Yeah.
Winter snakes.
Winter snakes.
Oh
Everywhere.
god.
Snakeskin bags for everybody.
So,
Snake elementals.
thanks to all of our players, our audience, and our patrons. Couldn't do it without you. We're going to cut this one a little short, given that we're down a few people. You're welcome to kick around if you'd like. Otherwise, adios.
Alright,
God,
I
I need-
feel like I accomplished a good amount that session, actually.
It was
Dude,
good.
the sled was OG.
We talked well. Good job, boys.
Ah, yes.